Hey guys, Tim with Defense Mechanisms. I want to take a little time today to talk about plate carriers, load carrying platforms, and light chest rigs, and kind of their use case, why you would maybe choose one over the other, and whatnots. Obviously, let's just jump right into plate carrier. This is one of my plate carriers. This is not the one I normally use, but that one's in my truck because I just got back from class and I haven't unloaded it yet. But I use a plate carrier for most of my training because my primary training use is CQB, close quarters battle. In CQB training, a lot of our training is live fire in a shoot house, and so part of the safety equipment is that we wear armored plates and a helmet, rifle plates and a helmet. The mission of CQB is a highly dynamic, multiple good guys entering a house, searching for a bad guy to eliminate a threat or to take someone into custody, right? Depending if it's law enforcement or military. And so it's a highly intense situation. And so the likelihood of getting shot in a gunfight is high. And so when we go into these high intensity environments, law enforcement, a SWAT team serving a felony warrant, and military, a unit clearing, house to house to clear a city block or et cetera, right? This is a high intensity situation, and it's best for us to have as much protection and armor as we can. So plate carrier becomes a really obvious choice in these situations. Whereas a load carrying platform gives us all of the same ability to carry gear, to have the same sustainment kit, all of the same, we can carry all the same gear, but without the plates. And so something like this is nice for short-term patrol, where we don't need a really big sustainment ruck. We don't have a big pack on. We can carry some sustainment gear maybe in a recondite on our back, that kind of stuff. But we're gonna be traveling some distance. We're gonna be walking some miles today, and the weight of plates isn't worth it because the potential, again, based on your mission set, if the potential for a contact with the enemy is low or less likely to be intense, like in a CQB mission, we can sacrifice the protection of plates for the benefit of mobility to be able to work over time. Something like the load carrying platform can be used in classes if you guys get off the flat range into like patrolling classes where you guys are learning team movements and tactics in like a wooded or suburban and semi-urban environments. Something like a load carrying platform would be really good for that. The law enforcement mission set for this would probably be, doing a search, for a suspect who's fled into the woods, and you're going to do, a team is going to walk the woods, a reduced weight of a platform like this compared to a plate carrier, while still having a lot of sustainment gear on you without having to go to a big sustainment ruck. Probably a good use for that. The light chest rig has a lot of really interesting use cases for it. The simplest being a really easy way to have a little bit of gear, some mags, some rifle cleaning products, some batteries or flashlights, etc. For flat range carbine classes. Light chest rig is a great option for flat range carbine. Now, if you train a lot in a plate carrier or you're doing a lot of patrolling in a big sustainment rig like the LCP, then maybe you should wear those. You should wear those for your flat range carbine work. But if you don't, chest rig is a great way to work off for a class like that. It's not going to be as hot. It's going to be a lot more mobile. It's going to be easier for you to swap things in and out and take it on and off as needed for breaks and stuff like that. A light chest rig like this is also probably the best sustainment product for home defense. A home defense scenario is going to be high intensity engagement over a short duration of time. And so you're not going to have time to go get your big kit on with all of your extra mags and your snacks for the next 2 weeks, right? These big kits are going to be too time consuming to get set for home defense, whereas something like our light chest rig, shown here with 8 straps, you can throw that thing on while you're grabbing your rifle and headed to the front door to deal with that bump in the night. Operationally, a light chest rig like this is really good in a law enforcement situation where you're doing surveillance. You need to be inconspicuous, so you're wearing plain clothes. Maybe you have a concealed plate carrier and you have your rifle, down in the seat next to you if you're in the car, and you could have a light chest rig down at your feet in the car. And so if you have to spend hours doing surveillance, it makes it, you're less conspicuous. You're hiding better in plain sight. And when it's time to act, it's time to get out of the car, it's time to go serve that warrant or apprehend that suspect or whatever. It's easy to throw this chest rig on over, our reduced visibility plate carrier, something like that. Or even if you're not wearing armor, it's easy to throw the chest rig on, grab your rifle, go do that work. We see the same kind of applications in military use when there's kind of a long-term, there's a need to be a bit of a gray man, some less obvious, more covert, less overt. Light chest rig is a great option to have in a backpack or on the floorboards of your vehicle and add that to your kit in a way that's less obvious. So most of the time nobody notices. You're a guy walking around with a backpack, you got a little PDW and a chest rig. When you need it, it's there. Hopefully that gives you kind of just a basic rundown of why you might choose a plate carrier over a load carrying platform, or why maybe the light chest rig is the best option for you. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Long range patrol, maybe you need a light chest rig in conjunction with a large sustainment backpack, a big ruck with survival equipment in it and food for days, shelter making tools. The light chest rig is probably the most comfortable of all of these products to wear with a big backpack, right? And so your mission is ultimately going to dictate which of these are going to be the best for you. And maybe it's not an either or, maybe sometimes you need a plate carrier. Maybe some of your work you do is offensive and you can plan ahead for it. So having as much protection as possible makes sense. But sometimes you need to be defensive and need to be able to grab something quick, or maybe in your truck you want to just have a simple kit and a rifle, and it's easy to grab something like a light chest rig, and maybe you do some half day patrolling. I have a large farm, and if I were going to spend a half day patrolling my farm, a little bit of sustainment gear with some emergency shelter and wet weather, maybe some cold weather gear packed in with a little bit of ammunition resupply would be nice. And certainly in a grid down, shit hits the fan type world, a kit like this would be really nice for patrolling large property like that and, making sure everything is as it should be. If you have any questions about why a plate carrier versus a load carrying platform versus a chest rig or anything else, hit us up at contact@defensemechanisms.com. Message, follow, like, subscribe, share, all the stuff on our social media platforms. We love hearing from you guys and interacting with you. If you have ideas for products that we should make, new placard options, or you got an idea for all new plate carrier, whatever, we love to hear your guys' ideas. Some of you guys have really great ideas, and for the rest of you, we just give you the old thumbs up and say thanks. But we really appreciate hearing from you guys. Hopefully this helps you guys out as you're picking what kit for what missions and what uses, and I'm sure I'll see you on the next one.